Hi, Chris. Welcome, and I'm so glad that you're taking a little of your time to spend with me today. I wanted to ask you some questions about
Sure.
your journey, your health journey, and I so appreciate you sharing with us. So, we'll start out with just you sharing your own personal journey, and especially in the last year and what you've
Okay.
been experiencing.
Sure. Within the past year, I had quite the journey. About a year ago, I started with being diagnosed with throat cancer, and that happened from a lump on my neck that I was suspicious of. It had been there for probably a couple of weeks before I finally saw a doctor about it. And really, the only reason I did that was because I had a friend who had a scare with something similar, and they actually told him that he had cancer, and then came back after the pathology had come back and told him we made a mistake, it's actually not. And so I thought, okay, so this is serious, I need to have it checked out, but I'm thinking, they don't know, it's probably nothing, but I should have it checked out. And I did that, and I was thinking it was just an inflamed lymph node, get some antibiotics, be done with it. So I went to go see an urgent care doctor. She gave me the antibiotics, but she said, I don't like the look of it. Go see an ear, nose, throat doctor if this doesn't go down within a few days to a week. So I went to go see an ear, nose, throat doctor who my girlfriend Christine had seen for her thyroid, and I liked him, so I thought, let's have him check it out. We'll see what he says. And he told me that day, this looks like cancer. But I'm thinking of my friend, and I'm thinking, nah, this isn't that. So he did a biopsy, sent it off to pathology, and I'm just thinking, it's going to be like my friend. But then the pathology came back, and he said, no, this is cancer. It's a HPV-related cancer, throat cancer. So it's not about smoking, drinking, anything like that. This is a virus that has been in your body for who knows how long, and it manifested in throat cancer. So so at that point, I thought, okay, so what kind of a path am I going to take? I'm pretty knowledgeable of nutrition in general. I'd like to do a lot of research. I'd worked out in the past and really studied a lot of nutrients and vitamins and supplements and protein powders and all the things that kind of go along with working out and staying healthy. So I felt like I knew enough to where, like, if I ever got anything like that, I could deal with it in a more natural way. But this cancer was so aggressive, and I could actually feel it growing within the matter of weeks. And so I thought, I'm gonna have to do what they suggest. I'm gonna have to go along with the doctors, and what they were suggesting was radiation and chemo. So these were things that I never thought that I would do, but when faced with it, I thought, they're telling me that it reacts really well to radiation, that surgery isn't an option because it's surrounding the carotid artery. And so I just thought, I gotta go with this. But I'm gonna guard myself against what they're gonna do to me as best I can with the nutritional knowledge that I have. And we went from there.
What an experience. And so, tell us how you learned about Juice Plus and how that played into your treatment.
Sure. So my girlfriend had found Juice Plus, and it was something that she was really excited about. She had gone to meetings and learned more about it. And she's the type of person who's an optimist. She, likes to believe what people tell her. And I'm more the skeptic. I'm more, that balance that lets her kind of go and be the optimist, and then I just say, like, yeah, but let me look into this, and let me, like, make sure that, that this isn't a scam, that this isn't, because there's so much misinformation in the nutritional world. There's so much. It can be a very difficult thing to trust what you're seeing and reading online, and so I did what I could, but to be honest, I wasn't able to find as much information as I would have liked to have felt completely confident in it at that point. So I kind of went into this remaining a skeptic. But it was something that she was really having a good time with. She was gaining more and more knowledge about it, and it was something that she was benefiting from. I just kind of thought, that's not anything that I need right now until that diagnosis.
Mm-hmm. Well, and so at that point, when you got that diagnosis and you began treatment, what was your attitude towards nutrition and Juice Plus going forward?
So I knew that they were about to put my body through hell, and I knew it wasn't going to be easy. Christine had been through breast cancer and she had been through radiation, so we knew the effects of that and how it affects energy levels and how it just kind of brings you down. One of the things that we had found at that point was juicing, and we started doing that based on things that I found online, mixing carrots and spinach and beets and blueberries and, all these like whole foods going into a juicer to try to provide as much nutrition as we could. And it really made a difference when she was going through treatment. So I knew that that was going to be a big part of it. But what we didn't know, and her little addition to the mix, was Juice Plus. And she was actually putting 3 days worth of Juice Plus into every shake she was making for me every day. And I felt good. I was understandably under some stress, and I guess my body was starting to feel the effects. But to be honest, I think the Juice Plus and just juicing in general was really kind of preventing me from feeling the full effects. It wasn't until she didn't have time to make that shake, she had to get to work, or that there was days where I didn't have those shakes, and man, it was night and day. It was just knocked to the ground, couldn't get out of my chair, my energy levels just plummeted. And that's when I realized this is important. This is, what I need going forward to get through this, is to maintain nutrition throughout. And Juice Plus was a big part of getting me through that.
Mm.
It was very evident the days when I had it as opposed to the days where, I wasn't able to get that nutrition. It showed me just how important it was.
Yeah, well, that's wonderful that you experienced it that way and realized the importance of it. And of course, the studies back it up too of what it's doing. It's balancing your immune system and supplying your cells with what it needed. So that's a very important point. Okay, well, would you tell us now today, like how do you incorporate Juice Plus and to your whole regimen of healthy lifestyle? What are you doing for prevention and as far as being healthy?
Absolutely.
Going healthy?
So, I feel like we can all do a little bit better. We can all, no matter what kind of diet we're following, no matter how we look at nutrition, or maybe you haven't looked at it at all. But if you're curious about it at all, I would just say that Juice Plus is going to help you cover your bases, because, the more we go along, the more we learn about nutrition. We do our best to try to incorporate as much as we can. And I just feel like getting all of those little micronutrients from a variety of sources, I think that's the key, is we really need to have as much variety within our diet as we can. But that's a difficult thing to do. You only got so many hours in the day. You've only got, so many times to make a meal and incorporate whatever you can. So I just see it as, that way to cover your bases. I'm going through a phase now where I'm into whole food, plant-based nutrition, and I'm trying to get better and better and incorporate more and more within that. And so I see Juice Plus as a great way to just make sure that I've got all those bases covered while I'm learning to be better and better with what I'm putting into my body.
That's wonderful. So, and I want to conclude with, two things. One is, I know you had a recent PET scan, so can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so cancer-free.
Awesome.
We're at at the end of that journey. It's a difficult thing to get through, but man, I mean, to hear that journey is over at this point. There were so many times going through it that I thought, is this ever going to end? Is there a light at the end of the tunnel? It's such a difficult thing, but you can get through it. You just got to maintain that positive mental attitude, ensure proper nutrition, surround yourself with good people, and you can do it.
Yes. Well, and just in conclusion, I know you've mentioned to me that your hopes in doing this video, and what, can you just state that in your own way of what your hope is in making this
Sure.
video?
I feel so lucky. I feel very fortunate that I had a support system, that I had some nutritional knowledge, that I had a positive attitude in general. And I think that those are the keys, So when I was asked, could you do something to maybe help others that are going through this? Absolutely. I mean, if I could do anything now, that's what's important to me. I want to let people know I've been there, and I know how dark it can get. I know it's hard to think that you can get through it, but you can. And you'll be lost some days, but you gotta have those people around you. You gotta find them. I was lucky. I had them. I had a loving girlfriend. I had a great family. I had friends around me that had my back. But you gotta find those people to be there for you. And then you gotta keep a positive mental attitude some way. You gotta find those ways to do it. Be silly. For me, it was wearing these ridiculous Hawaiian shirts. I wore them every day going to radiation treatment. The nurses loved it, and we all got a laugh, and they couldn't wait to see how ridiculous the next one would be. So, you gotta find a little bit of humor, and then you really gotta figure out some nutrition for yourself. Only you can do that. You gotta figure it out, because the doctors, they only know so much. They only know medicine, and it's up to you to figure out what you need to do for your body to get you through what they're gonna put you through. They're doing the best they can, but there's another aspect to it that you have to own. You have to take responsibility for. If you're putting garbage in, it's not gonna help. You gotta put some good stuff into your body to help it. It's under attack, and you gotta give it something to fight back, something to get you through. And whatever that means to you, that's fine, but Juice Plus can be a good way to just make sure that you're getting all those bases covered, and your body has something to stand up and fight against the attack that it's under from things that are just not good, like radiation and chemo. They're gonna kill the cancer, but they're also gonna kill a lot of your body, and your body needs some help. So that's a good way to help it.
Oh, thank you, Chris. That was just excellent, and I know you're going to help a lot of people by making this video. So thank you from the bottom of my heart, and all those people out there that will see this.
Thanks.